Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and join me every week. It's my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro West, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It is episode 452. It's August 28, 2024. Welcome, everybody, in the Discord chat room. If you'd like to join us throughout the show, you can drop us a line on any of the channels: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, X, formerly known as Twitter, and, of course, Discord. The URL for Discord is discord.gg/Adafruit, and that'll give you an invite code to join the many thousands of folks that have joined us on the Discord Adafruit server. We're hanging out in the live broadcast chat channel. We'll give a couple moments for folks to come in, and we'll say hello to folks that say hello. First up, we got Squid.jpg. We got 3D Tech Guy on YouTube. Nick Scoo is on YouTube as well. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, and we'll check in on throughout the show. So, Pedro, we're back. What did we do last week? We had a project. What was it? Did we have a project last week?
No, because we had two the week before.
Right.
The blink sign, and then we had the wait time.
Wait time display, yeah.
We have two more projects that we're working on. We just can't.
Right, we're both working on different projects. I just got a batch of SLA 3D printed parts that we want to stock in the Adafruit shop. We'll go over that. Yes. Pedro's got a Lego type compatible project. I got an LED Noodle project. Yeah, we're prototyping a bunch of stuff. We're printing a bunch of stuff, which leads me to the 10% discount code for this today is printing, because we've been printing a bunch. And if you want to get 10% off your total order from anything in the Adafruit shop, excluding gift certificates and Raspberry Pis, you can use our coupon code printing and get 10% off your order. Let's go ahead and go to adafruit.com/free and find out all the freebies that are going on this week. $99 or more will get you a free PCB coaster with a Golden Adafruit logo. Orders that are $149 or more will get you a KB2040. That's that lovely keyboard microcontroller featuring the RP2040 chip. If your order is $199 or more, you get the KB2040 dev board, the PCB coaster, and free UPS ground shipping. And at the highest tier, at $299 or more, if your order is $299 or more, you get the free shipping, the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and a free Circuit Playground Express. All of these get automatically added to your cart. And you can always throw in that 10% off coupon code as well at checkout. Just type in printing and you'll get your coupon code. It's good for the next 24 hours. All right. And that covers this week's coupons, freebies. Adafruit.com/free for the details. Give a shout out to Do Esther, also hanging out in the chat. And who wants to go first? So play rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, I think we can go up with the Lego mask we were talking about last week.
All right. Let me make this added to the stage and make it bigger.
All right, so last week we were talking about some prototypes for some Lego mounts for servos, and we came up with two different versions. One of the customers emailed Lamar and was asking if we could make some 3D printable ones to stock. So here are the prototypes that we came up with. We literally just got the resin ones that we could stock in the store but here's other 3D printed ones. We could post these up if you guys want to try them out already, if you have a printer. So the first one is one for horizontal, and then we have one for vertical. So these have the studs on top and then the tubes on the bottom, and these go onto any of the Lego plates, and they just snap on like that. We got on the bottom here, it's set up just like this plate, so we have this border around, so it'll have a nice secure fit when you're adding these to your plates. And then we have a horizontal one that goes in like that. And we have the tubes, and then we have the little mounts right here. So a lot of these servos have the horns that are included with it, as well as your mounting screws, and that's what the little tabs on the side are for. So you can attach these that way and have these mounted for vertical. And then we have a little demo here that will show just how you can set these up. Oh, and before I have go on with that, came up with one for the Feather RP2040 prop maker, and this has a little standoffs on the top, and then on the bottom we have the stud or the tubes, so these can go onto your plates like so. So these go either on the studs like that,
Yep,
or if you want to have them go in between the studs, that works as well like that. And what we have here is a prop maker that is running one of the servos. So we have one of those exclusive Lego store little carousels that came out not too long ago. So I just have it hooked up to a battery, and super simple. All it does is turn the carousel. So having added life to a lot of the Legos that have just like the little motor parts on there. And this works even with this little motor wheel here that is not really a Connectix one. It looks like they repurposed it as a flower part, and that works with the included horn.
yeah, this is a great demo.
So, like we were saying before, it's this little guy right here, mounted horizontal with a prop maker Feather RP2040. Super simple. It just plugs in with the included headers, so super modifiable if you want to change that around. Plugs right in there, and it's just USB to a little lipstick battery, as you can see down here. It's a super cute way to add life to a Lego. And of course, we had to add AdaBot on there, on the little pirate ship. I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
So
what a great little kit. I think it's only like $20.
Yeah, like $24.
It might be an exclusive. We're not sure, but check it out. It's a pretty new kit.
Yeah, I was super surprised. I was fearing that I would have to get like this big old monster, big footprint Lego kit to demo something, but this one's 16 by 16 foot size, and then $24, and that's before your VIP, Lego discount exclusive thing. It's free to sign up for, so you get a discount right off the bat there. I even had Lego points too, so I was able to utilize that. The kids were able to build like little minifigs, so all those were like for free. It was super cool to go into the shop and pick one of these up for any inspiration on any automated little Legos that you want to make with Servo and the RP2040. And any of these mounts. I don't think I need to get one to demo the vertical one just to show off. But yeah, this one just slides right in there like that. Slides in, and then there is a little tab on there that aligns with the tabs that are on the sides. So if you need to mount it down, you can do so as well. Only one side. I haven't figured out how to get around the wire that's sticking out on this side to include another one. But if it's vertical, it should, plop down like that. Yeah. I don't think you would need an additional mounting screw for that. But if anybody geometrically thinks of a way to include that, maybe if it's like maybe some coupler that goes around it like that, maybe that would work. I think it was just easier to just have one on one side. But
yeah. I like that the servo horn, the default servo horn, just ends up working out for rotating the little.
Another thing I was terrified.
It's not a gear. Exactly. It's kind of just like a modified custom piece, maybe.
Yeah. I was terrified that I would have to look for like a Connectix piece and then have to do like some worm gear and then like have to do some step down thing. That's like, sort of like what's happening inside the servo. So look down at it like that. But yeah,
there you go. Now I can get a good look at it.
All, standard parts, nothing complicated. It's all the parts that are included with the servo, the parts that were included with this Lego set. besides having to raise it up so that all of the servo and the gear line up. That's the only complicated thing. So just had to get like some posts that were, tall enough to raise it up.
Right.
Depending on your the kit that you decide to use, you may not need to do any of that.
Right.
So, yeah, super happy that everything is pretty standard. Besides obviously the 3D printed mount or the mounts that we plan to stock.
Yep. I did find the kit on Lego. If folks are interested. It's called the Carousel Ride. It's $25 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 232 piece.
Yeah.
And
then the other thing I was scared of too was, taking all this time to step away from having to prototype the parts to make sure everything fit. Gavin built this all on his own.
Yeah.
In like half an hour less. Like before I knew it was already done. I was like, oh no, you should have let me get some shots of it, but because I just wanted to see how they actually did the how they matched the gears, and what parts they were using. So super cool that it's a nice kid-friendly build as well.
Yeah, totally.
Compact.
Yeah, it's not too big and it's not too hard for the kiddos.
Mm-hmm.
We got a comment here from Vince. Shout out to Vince. Saying, wow, finally something to do with all those Lego horses I have. Always wanted to make a Ferris wheel too. Yeah, definitely. A continuous servo should be just enough to power it, to push it rather.
Yeah. They actually do have a bigger carousel that has like the horses on it. And I was scared that, or happy that they have such a nice little compact size one for a nice small footprint. Super cool for that. And we will test out the parts that just came in. So we'll see if all the parts fit, the studs and the tubes. And we'll go from there. These will hopefully be in the shop pretty soon.
Yep. Again, this was a customer request because we do have some Lego parts in the shop, but nothing for a servo yet. So we're working on it. Speaking of which, these just came in. So these are the SLA 3D printed Lego parts from JLC PCB. I just got them in. I'm trying to test fit them out. I still got a little bit more testing to do. Sorry, let me make this bigger. So they come in this white color. It's kind of a translucent kind of color. I literally minutes before the show started. So we have the two versions here. I think this is the horizontal mount.
Yes.
So you can see those mounting holes there. And those are the 2x4 studs at the bottom. This one has the 3x3 configuration. And then there's a couple of studs here for additional things. So some of it fits. I still need to test more. I think it might be a little too tight. So we'll update that. It's been really hard to get all the tolerances like nailed on the first print. So we're working on that, but so far they have a good feel to them. Just need to, figure out the tolerances for these snaps. This is the first time we're kind of testing this sort of thing out. They snap to each other, which is kind of a good thing. See, they actually snap to each other. So that's the first time I tried that. But in terms of this one, like it's just a little too tight. Yeah. And I have to pull out my servos for my parts bin, but hopefully this fits too.
How's the overhang on the tab? I did add a fillet, but I just want to see what that is.
Overhang on the tab like this?
Yep, on the bottom. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it looks like you filleted it, so it looks good. Yeah. Real nice. I'll have to test those out more. The other thing we sent off was per Lamar's request, Lady Ada. She wanted a 3D printed case to stock in the shop for the USB feather, RP24 USB feather. So you got USB port here. It's got USB host. You got your USB-C connector here. It's powered right now off my USB's computer hub. So you can see the light here. It's got access to the STEMMA QT port. And then these two buttons here is reset and boot. So this one has two kind of wings for tabs. So you can secure this to something else. Has an opening here in case you want wires to kind of come out. I'm learning that some of these really thin parts, like the top cover, they tend to have like warped corners. Now, I don't know if that's from the process of SLA printing or just maybe the heat during, shipping it all the way from China. Maybe it gets distorted in the heat, but I think I might start making these like double the thickness, and that might make it so it's not so warped. Although this piece here, same thickness, and it doesn't seem to be warped. But otherwise, there's no screws here. It's just these really thin little nubs here. And you just kind of fit this in like that. So there's 4 pegs that are perfectly sized for the USB feather, USB host feather. Yeah, feather with USB host. And then this just fits over here like that. Has a nice click. Slight warping on those corners there. You can just make those out. But I mean, I guess it makes it so you can easily put your finger under there and open it. It's kind of good. I also noticed that these are kind of warping a little bit too. So I might make this whole cover just a little bit thicker. But it clicks well. This I might make it thicker too because it's got a lot of flex. Like, look at that. It's too much flex. PLA is so much more rigid. So I'm learning a lot of things about this this process. And they do have design guidelines. JLC has their own design guidelines. But until you have it in your hands and you're putting some mechanical stress on the various features, you're not going to know, right? So, I figured that I'd go through at least a minimum of 2 revisions per design. But yeah, hopefully we'll get these in the store in the coming weeks. Here you can see that's really like warped here. It's like raised up. It shouldn't be raised up like that.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of flex to it. Like, it's really flexible. And I'm putting a lot of strain on it right now, and it's not breaking. So it is high temperature, so these will work well outdoors and stuff like that. It's the high temperature material.
It's the same material that we've been using too, right?
Yeah, it's the same material we've been using from for our Trinky cases. Here's a little Trinky TRS jack case.
Didn't come out warped at all.
No, I think it's like the bigger you get, the more warpage that you can have. So it's probably just a thing of size. So with this, it's just about the size where like things start getting warped. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. And then like this LED, there's supposed to be a neopixel there. You can kind of just make out that I have a little cut, not a cutout, but I made it thinner here so that the neopixel would shine through really nicely here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a little.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a little bit of it's really thin there. I think the thinnest you can get on features is 0.8 millimeters. So that's the thinnest you can get. You can go thinner, but when you submit the file, JLC reviews your STL and they'll be like, hey, we detected that this part is really thin. Do you want to continue? It might crack. And you have to like say, yes, that's fine. So yeah, got some more edits to do. Oh yeah, you can really see it there. It's not, I really want it to like be perfect. But yeah, version 1, just got these fresh out of the mailbox. And I'll test out the servos after the show, actually, because I got to pull them out of my parts bin. So that's these parts. Still prototyping stuff. Moving on. Let me see if anyone has any questions or comments. Doesn't look like it. Peter's got those links, looking good. All right, next up, the LED Noodle Lightswitch project is built and assembled. It's pretty big. It's hard to kind of show it off. But this is it. I finalized it this morning. Let me turn it off. So you got a light switch here. It's a 3D printed switch. It's a 3D print that is printed place. And then you got the board down here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's the HUSB238 power delivery board. It can power 12 volts all the way up to 20 volt devices. This is just a giant 3D printed base. I went to the craft store and got this glass dome to kind of adorn the core. There is one 12 volt LED noodle that wraps around. It press fits into that 3D print. You kind of see here, it wraps around 4 times because it's a really long noodle. It's about 600 millimeters long, and it can only be powered with 12 volts. So that's why I'm using the USB power delivery board. So turn on the switch, it just lights up. So really, really nice. It's hard to kind of see it. Let's see if I can get. You can kind of see it here. It does a better job. That's actually what it looks like in real life. This is it's got this cool kind of lightning bolt kind of zigzag pattern. All prints without any supports. It's just one shell thick, like one perimeter thick. It's using translucent PLA. I really nailed it on this. What do you call it? The tolerances for the dome. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Nice. So we'll be coming up with a guide and a video for this one. Yeah, it's just a bunch of pieces. Let's see if I can. Here, I'll put this down, and then I'll showcase the board that we're using, because it's a really nice board for powering these really long noodles or really anything that's kind of weird. So it's the USB-C power delivery board with the switchable built-in switches. So in the previous board, you'd had to solder jumpers, but now you can just select with these dip switches what voltage your device wants. In this case, it's 12 volts. So I just flip that on. And then you have a screw block terminal that's already pre-soldered. So you just hook up your device to it. In this case, it's my LED Noodle. And then you also have STEMMA QT port if you want to programmatically switch it up. And then you have built-in switch pins. So that's how I'm able to turn it on and off, which is nice. Instead of just having to plug it in, plug it out. And it's USB-C, right? You will need a USB power supply that has PD, like power delivery mode. So that means it can power high current, high voltage stuff. I have mine down there, so I'll save you from having to unplug it. But this is a great board.
For a link to the one that you're using, because I have like this big old brick one that almost looks like a MacBook one.
Yeah, mine.
Yours big or small?
Here, let me pull it up.
I have mine right here, actually, so you can show.
So this is the power supply. Let me make this bigger. It's from Anchor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's kind of nice. It has the 3. But yeah, you're supposed to be able to power, laptops, tablets, and
what's the wattage? What does it say?
It says 100 watts.
Oh wow.
100 watts, wall charger, 3 ports. It can do
this one's only 65.
5 volts, 3 amps. It can do 9 volts, 3 amps, 12 volts, 3 amps, 20 volts, 5 amps.
Oh wow.
So it's got a wide range. These are really great. You definitely want to pick one of these up if you want to be able to power, high voltage, high wattage devices. And all 3 of these are, you get your regular USB-A type and then your C's, which are great because I only have a C cable for this.
From Amazon?
And, this one's from Anchor. Yeah, we bought it from Amazon, but the brand is from Anchor. We kind of like Anchor products here.
Oh, they're really good, yeah.
It's funny, it says Prime on there, but it's not Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's a nice brick. It's kind of heavy.
Didn't they buy it or something? I'm not surprised if they did.
Maybe they did. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's in our order history. I need to pick one up.
I'll give you a link because Liz actually ordered it for me.
Okay. Yeah, I need to get 1 or 2.
But yeah, so if I were to plug this into my USB hub on my computer, it wouldn't power.
It would not work
because it can only do 5 volts. So yeah, very, very cool. And that's pretty much the project. We just wanted to make something
for the 12 volt noodle.
Just something with the 12 volt noodle and something that uses this new power switch delivery board because it's a great little board just for powering things like this. Yeah. The only other thing I have here is a resistor, a 100 ohm resistor to turn down the brightness because it is incredibly bright. You definitely want to add a resistor because without a resistor, I was testing out just powering the noodle and it got hot to the touch. And I'm sure it would burn out eventually if I left it on. But yeah, that thing can get incredibly bright. And for whatever reason, this camera blows it out. You can't really see the detail. But as you can see in your camera, it looks great. That's what it looks like in real life. Like it's got this cool, zigzag pattern, as I was saying. And, you got this noodle. It's completely flexible. I do want to warn, they can break. I put a lot of stress on this one. This is what it looks like. It's
silicone. Where did it break?
It broke at the very tip here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the ground connection. This is what it should look like.
This was from bending it?
I think I just put too much force on it. Yeah, I bent it so much that it broke off eventually.
Okay.
So I would recommend adding
was
heat shrink tubing to it so that it kind of adds some strain relief.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I tested this a bunch, and although it flexes a lot, you do want to be careful with it. And it's long. It's 600 millimeters long, so very lengthy. And let me show you the product page for these noodles. Just type in 12-volt nude. There it is. It only comes in one color. White, warm white. But there you can see it.
I think 2 sizes too. There's a smaller, what is it, 100 or 30 millimeter?
There's a 300 millimeter long one. That's a 3-volt.
The next one down, 130, I think, right?
130 is also a 3-volt. Yeah.
I thought there was another one, another 12-volt. Maybe it's the longer one.
Oh, there's this 1.2 millimeter long. That was a 24-volt.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that one's really, really long. And our power delivery board maxes out at 20 volts. So it can't quite power that one. So that's why I chose this one. And we haven't done a project with this long one yet. And this is what the pins look like. That's the ground connection. And the pin with the hole in it is the voltage. But these are great. I love these noodles. Maybe we'll get them in different colors one day, but for now it's just this nice warm white. So let me drop in the links to these things in the Discord. Thanks for posting a link to the USB-C power delivery board. Cool. Yeah, that's what we're working on. Just finished building it. What was I going to say? The glass dome, I got it from a craft store. I'll post up the dimensions and where you can purchase it online. But otherwise, look at that. It's like it has a really good press fit to it. They're meant for terrariums. It is real glass, so be careful. I wanted to get a plastic one, but I couldn't find one in this kind of size. Yeah, so that's a project. We'll go into details on assembly and stuff next week. I think next week when we have a guide for it. Yeah. If folks want to get these items, you can get 10% off with coupon code printing.
Super cool.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to do time lapse next?
All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this week's community makes.
Yes. There it is.
This week's community make is this super cool skull with horns on it with a cavity to add LEDs so you can make it into a lamp. So we added a Circuit Playground blue fruit inside here. So
nice.
Just the blue fruit with the battery, and the skull has a cavity inside here with the little punched out on the back so you can actually have it powered through USB cable. And it just mounts in there like that. So a little way to make a night light. So we just have it going from this flame to the purple. But I did use the glow-in-the-dark filament.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the UV light on there. You can see it glowing up in there with the UV light. You get like a nice little casted green.
Yeah, that's cool.
You can kind of see it there.
Yeah.
A little model there with, it does require supports because of the horns. And the eye sockets as well. So I just used the tree supports, and you should be able to pop them out from the bottom upper jaw here. And there's little holes in their cavities to remove those. Cool. And yeah, it's a cool skull for decorating since we are pretty close to Halloween.
Yep, we're starting to see Halloween items appear in the department stores. Back to school season is ending. Folks are going back to school, and that means it's Halloween season.
Yeah,
in department stores anyway.
Mm-hmm. And there is the actual model. There was some gooping from the filament, but it cleans up very nice. So,
yeah.
The new algorithm inside of Cura, the way that it retracts away from the model, so it is easier to clean up. is just.
Oh, it has like a wire hole in the back there.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The little wire hole right here. If you want
Yeah.
to power that all night for your decorations.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So here's the STL. It's from a printables user, and they called it the Horn Skull Lamp. So here's the model.
I don't know what lighting or filament they're using, but I really like the texture look from like the shadows. Nice contrasted look to it. I don't know if they like dry brushed it or something, but it looks really good.
Did you use tree supports? I'm sorry if you said that already.
Yes, I did.
You did, yeah. Very good, yeah. So it's a real high polygon, high detailed model.
Yeah.
It's a remix. I guess they hollowed it out.
Yes.
And they put a 5-volt LED in it.
Oh, so I did make it a little bigger. What I did was add the a support model, just sized it like 60 by 60, same size as the Circuit Playground Blue Fruit with the wire sticking out. So I measured from where the wire would be to the end here, and it was like 60 by 60 millimeters. Made a model inside of Cura, and then just sized this skull until it fit inside.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's the only thing I did. I don't remember what the sizing update was for it, but I did put it in the description for the time lapse settings.
Yep. Got a comment here from Nikita. You could try putting the UV light instead of LEDs in the skull lamp.
Yeah. This is just
try that. Yeah, it's just to kind of throw it in there real quick.
Exactly. We do have UV blacklight NeoPixel strips, so
yeah,
we can definitely do that. We should get some rings, huh?
Yeah, I'd like a low profile UV light bulb. That way you can just put whatever on it. They're also saying you could light it up from the inside. Yep.
Yeah, like that.
So yeah, like that, like Pedro's got there. You got a UV flashlight. Those are really nice.
Yeah.
And you can, yeah. Yeah, so if we had that, but like low profile, then you can have it on your desk.
But we do have strips. You could cut down the NeoPixel UV strips to fit inside there and power it that way instead.
Yeah.
We also have the UV LED like bulbs right there. Yeah, 5mm LED.
Yep.
Diodes.
It's not going to give you a lot of light, but these strips definitely will. We got a high density.
So, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, this one's like UV, real UV.
So
it's got 60 LEDs for 1 meter.
Oh yeah, we also have the pigment too. We have UV pigment.
All right.
And then if you click on the projects that we've done with the UV diodes with a proto board, you could actually build your own. Where it is? There it is.
Cure lamp.
You can do just take how we set up the proto board.
Right.
Build your own custom shaped UVs.
Yeah, lots of soldering.
It's satisfying soldering.
Yeah.
It's the ASMR.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was super fun to do.
Yeah.
We actually used this to make or to cure our resin keycaps.
Yep. We have a low density one. We did something with it. Oh yeah, I used it on several projects. The robot creature, the marble run machine, the slime thing, the Zelda blade saw prop. This one was really cool because it's like a cricket and it has water. That was a fun one. And this one lights up nicely too.
Yeah.
With the cricket, I believe, to power the motor. Yep. And then slime, UV reactive slime. Hit with the kids.
Yep.
So anyway, got all the UVs.
We've done a bunch.
Yeah. Love UVs. It'd be nice to have a UV noodle. We could do a cool spooky holiday Halloween style lamp. We'll see. All right. Man, it looks really good on your camera here. The noodle lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The auto exposure on
HDR or whatever it does. Like it looks really nice. Like it all, the shading and everything looks cool on it. Yeah. I was going for like a 1900s kind of Victorian style, base.
Yeah, it looks like
but it's got a lot of sharp edges. maybe Art Deco a bit with the bottom there. Yeah,
Mhm.
try to add a little detail to it. So yeah, it looks cool even without the dome.
Yep, I'll try to go to Michael's or Joann's.
Yeah, I think Joanne's.
You can pick up one of those domes. I did see them at Michael's, but they were like even bigger, like the
Tees.
sizes of them.
Yeah, they come in all sorts of different sizes.
Yeah, I saw from your photo. It was like a whole.
Yeah, they have a whole aisle of domes. Someone, Tim Jones on YouTube is asking, when will product 1570 be available? I searched on DigiKey. Unfortunately, it's out of stock everywhere. I guess they're just hard to get right now. So sign up to get notified when they're back in stock. You can put your email here, hit notify me, and you'll get notified via email when these are back in stock. These are really small LiPo batteries, 100 milliamp capacity.
Yeah, they're super handy.
They are handy.
What did we use those on?
Some of the smaller jewelry things. Oh yeah, like the 3D printed electronic sunglasses. Yeah.
What else? Game Boy.
Probably,
The LED matrix knuckles.
Right.
Microphone.
Yep.
Sound reactive microphone.
Yeah. Yep. It's hard to know when we'll get them back in stock because it's up to the our vendor to make them. Yeah. All right. That is a question. Let me check the Discord. Checking in on some gifts here of a penguin with a horned hat and a horn.
My GIF did not show up.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember having no option to block GIFs in my Discord. What the?
Right. I don't know. Good thing I have mine open. All right. That's pretty much all we wanted to cover. We're still prototyping a lot. Our next our next video, we're actually doing a video on. Let me pull it up now.
Oh, the web workflow.
Yeah, so we want to start promoting the code.circuitpython.com, which is a great way to program ESP32 v2 type boards or even ESP32 c6 boards. So this was developed by Melissa LeBlanc Williams, or Maker Melissa. She worked on the editor, and it lets you edit, upload, download files through web serial, USB web serial. So boards like the HUSB238 and just
that don't have native USB.
Right, ones that don't have native USB. That's the main thing here. And it just lets you access those boards through 3 different methods: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and USB serial. And this guide just walks you through connecting, setting up your device, and then using the editor. So I've been filming, and I just got to edit and do a little voiceover. So it's basically a video version of this guide and just kind of promote it so that folks can start using it. And yeah, it's working out pretty good.
Very cool.
All right. Taking some questions from the YouTube. Andrew's asking, I'm relatively new to 3D printing. What software for creating and editing 3D models do you use? So me and Pedro are both Autodesk Fusion 360 users. We've started with Tinkercad. Pedro started with Maya 3D. We took a look at Blender. We tend to use Fusion 360 because it has a real tight integration with Eagle CAD. It's now built into Fusion 360, but back in the day, they were separate apps. And yeah, we use Fusion 360. Yeah, Fusion 360 still has a free license that you can subscribe to, and you can use their tools. I think the only limit is you can't use like the CNC machining tools and some other restrictions, but for the most part, the design workspace is all free to use. A lot of our files are open, open because you can download the step file version, which most solid modeling apps can use. And we also have STLs that are all available. But yeah, if you want to learn some Fusion, Pedro dropped in a link to our layer by layer Fusion 360 tutorials. So there's a playlist you can take a look at. It's a good place to start. but whatever you kind of want to take a look at. We're kind of agnostic when it comes to software. It's like whatever you want to use.
Yeah.
As long as you can import different file formats, you're good. Yeah, Andrew is saying that he took a course on Fusion for doing simple things, but anything that like that skull would take months to create.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. I'm not much of a sculptor.
If
can
you
do
go with like
sculpting.
a cartoony type one, you Blender, I think.
Yeah.
It could be intimidating. Just going with
There's definitely resources out there.
It can do attitude, and it can work out really good inside of Blender.
Yeah. I think Blender is a good option because it's open source and there's tons of learning software or learning resources.
So much.
Yeah.
Like in my feed, I constantly save like the quick tips on how to just orbit around or how to do things with the tools, like how to do settings or how to do multipliers and deformers and things like that.
Yeah, that stuff's really tough in Fusion. It can be done, but with a lot of work in the sculpting environment. Yeah. Cool.
So then Tinkercad is really, really good too.
Yeah, Tinkercad's good for simple stuff. But when it comes to organic modeling, Blender and ZBrush.
Yeah.
Even one of the other ones, Cinema 4D or something. I probably recommend Blender because it's free to download. It's open.
I was gonna say
just use Blender.
Yeah. To Wester saying he's working on Tinkercad as we speak. I had to use Tinkercad the other day for what was it? Repairing a model slicer from Prusa. I tried fixing it in there, tried fixing it inside Mesh Mixer, tried fixing it inside Cura, but I brought it into Tinkercad, and however it recomputes the geometry or the faces, the normals that were like flipped on it there was like holes inside the model. Tinkercad was able to fix it, and I just re-exported it as a STL out of Tinkercad.
Cool.
Also for like imported SVGs, so sometimes a wife will want like a sign so she can like spray paint or something like that, and we can just bring in SVGs and print those out or export those for printing.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Tinkercad too. Super cool. We got a comment on YouTube. Almost lost myself here. Connor McCarter uses Solid Edge. I have not heard of this one, but it's solid modeling. It can also do CAM, PCB, it's a lot like Fusion.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, for making like assemblies for manufacture, you definitely want to go with something like this or Fusion or Inventor. SolidWorks, of course, it's a big one, pretty standard in the industry.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The West says the new programming and things with blocks, just like MakeCode inside of Tinkercad.
So yeah, that's right. Tinkercad has really cool new simulation tools too, where you can simulate some physics and stuff. And then it has the fun features like I think to Lego, export to Lego, and export to Minecraft. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
The way you can do patterns with code, so you can repeatable geometry or geometric shapes and things like that.
And Connor is saying there's a free version, a maker-free license of Solid Edge too. It's good.
Yep. Tinkercad is a 3D modeler with block coding as well.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's nice to see them improving it and not because we were way back in the day when Tinkercad wasn't purchased by Autodesk yet. They were about to like go under, and then Autodesk purchased it, and they continue to make great improvements to it. It's free, great for educational settings and beyond.
Yeah, I think it's probably the first thing that the kids learn how to model in.
Yeah.
But you can the steps to get even more complicated is so awesome on it. So you can start really simple and get really complicated.
Yep. Sorry. All right. Any other comments? We'll give a couple of folks minutes But otherwise, we got a lot of printing to do.
Yeah, my voice is going.
Yeah, your voice is going. Yeah, Pedro's. Yeah.
And then last night,
The sickness is going around, folks.
At all.
Yeah. One more comment here.
Go rest.
Almost done. We got Duester saying working. Yeah, yep. Watching second graders are making Integral CAD is awesome. Yes. It's very cool to see young minds working in CAD software.
Yeah, made a Stinger Flynn, the squid with the chains.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
Movable chains.
Yeah, there's some impressive work that you can do for real in Tinkercad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Later tonight, we got some more shows for folks, back-to-back shows with Ask Engineer and Show and Tell, starting off with Show and Tell at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's tonight. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Ask Engineer. Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada are in it. And then maybe we'll have some guest hosts next month. They tend to do 1 month and then they'll switch over. New hardware, open source news, Python newsletter, INMPI, and maybe new products. We'll see. Keep your eye out. And you can ask your questions at the end of the show.
Yep, I got my eye on when those 2350s come out.
Right. And then John Park's workshop is tomorrow at 4 p.m. Every Thursday, 4 p.m. John's back this week. Yesterday was JP's product pick of the week. Happens every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Lady Ada streams on Sundays. I'm all over the place, guys. Sorry. I think Tim is doing this week's Friday deep dive with Tim, I believe, or Scott, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific.
They both drive the submarine.
They both drive the submarine, yeah. They take turns driving the submarine. Mondays are CircuitPython community meetings. I don't have a slideshow for that, but let's just put that up. It works. Yeah, I think my voice is going too. I hope I don't get sick. Uh-oh.
That time, everything's going around.
Yeah, everything's going around.
School back in session.
Yep.
Sharing
overdue. All right, everybody. We'll probably not be on Show and Tell. So this is our Show and Tell. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. And for folks later, for folks that are watching, don't forget 10% off your order with coupon code printing. 10% off for the next 24 hours. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully, we'll be back next week if we're not sick. Until then, remember to make a great day. Bye, folks.